All right, we are recording now. Let's go.
Then we start.
Who is going to present the issue? Sorry, the demo. Jonathan?
Us.
Sorry.
Me and Jonathan.
Okay.
My connection, sorry, my connection is playing up a little bit. I'm trying to get it to load. Right, I'll share my screen now. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So mine and Hudder's issue for this week. So users shouldn't be able to add an empty item to their list or add the same item twice. If they do this, we need to show them an error message that explains the problem. This way we'll prevent some clutter in their list. So in terms of acceptance criteria, we needed to show an error message if the user tries to submit an empty item. We need to show an error message if the user submits a new item that is identical to an existing name. For instance, if the list contains apples and the user adds apples, we need to show an error message if the user submits a new item that matches an existing name with punctuation and case and normalized. So, for example, if the list contains apples and then if the user tries to add that in, but in a certain way, which is in that type of example there, which is provided. So if they add it with capitalized apples, or if they added spaces in it, things like that. And then the last one is the user's original input is saved in the database. So I'm just trying to, there's a bar at the top. I'm trying to access, it's hiding it, right? So I've got an empty shopping list there. So if we go to manage list and we add in apples, that'll add it there successfully. If we try to add that in again, say for example with a caps, that'll then should tell us it's already on our list. If we add it in with a space in and some punctuation, so we add an exclamation mark on the end, that'll then tell us it's already on our list as well. So that works. And then also if we want to add something, we might click add item, but we've not added anything into the list there. That'll also tell us there no item entered. And then we go onto our list, we can see there that that's not cluttered up our list page. We only have apples there, so we know that works fine.
Can you enter apple in uppercase in that message?
Like this.
Everything in uppercase.
Everything.
Capital I, uppercase. Apples are apple. Yeah, awesome. That was nice.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go now. So first, because we wanted to check that specific list that we have, and we wanted to check if the item is within that list or not, we got the data from here into manage list, and in manage list we got it into add item form, and in add item form, as you can see here within the handle submit, so when the user submits the form with the item name in the here, as you see, it will be saved here. We get the item name first, then we format it because we don't want any of the spaces, we don't want any of the capital letters and the punctuations, because we want to compare it with the items in the list, and that's like the most simple way to do it. And here we get the item names, the list with the item names, and then we compare each one and see if the format name exists within the list or it doesn't. If it doesn't, then it proceeds with what it did before. It adds the item, but with one change here. We did the spread operator and change the item name to the formatted item name, not the one within the state. And it will show a success message as you saw before with we felt like adding the name within the message, felt like it's more for the user. And then if it's not, and the item exists within the list, then it will show the error message with the item name they wanted to add. Also, we changed the error here into like the generic message, also with adding the item name. Yeah, that's it was a really simple issue, and that's how we did it.
Awesome. Marcia, yes.
All right. Bear with me, guys. It's gonna be my mouthful, I think.
So,
All right. Desktop 2. Yes. You can see my screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this week we worked on issue 11. We had to what to say, as an item, I want my estimate next purchase date to be computed at the time that my purchase is recorded in a database, so the app can learn how often I buy different things. Then to do basically all of this, we use the calculate estimate function from the Collab Lab shopping list util modules, which helps calculate how many days in the future the next purchase is likely to happen. And then for this to work, we needed to first calculate how many days has passed since the item was purchased. We achieved that by importing the get days between function, which we then imported in our Firebase file. And then once we have that next purchase estimate, we save it in the next. There's so many next in the date names in our file. We should rename these. But yeah, we save it in the date next purchase field in the Firestore as a date, ensuring that the app can actually track and predict future purchases. I will just show you because otherwise it's like a load of me rambling on. This is my list now. If I go to the Firestore, you can see all of these are checked with the date that were checked. We all checked them today. I will just add a new item. We haven't done that one. And I want this in 14 days. I'll add it to the list and go back to, I added beans, yeah. So then you can see the fields here. It's created today, but the last purchase date will be no, and it's predicted that it's in 2 weeks, which is on this date, and it has never been bought before. That's why it has a purchase of total purchase of nil, of course. Okay, if we go into the code, then we have the update. Oh, there we go. The update item function, where we pass the list path, and if the item is the status is checked and all of the other relevant data when the user unchecks and checks an item. So we get the date since last purchase would be with the help of, oh my God, I'm trying to explain this. It's So with the get days between dates function, we take the current dates, which will be today, right? And then the date last purchase, which is a date object, right? Yeah, which is a date object. And we calculate how many days have passed between them. That is it. Okay, wow. And then we calculate the next date purchase based on how do you say, we do that by using the calculate estimate function, which is part of the Collab Lab package, which estimate the numbers on a day's next purchase based on 3 factors, which is the current days interval, which is the estimate which it was previously, then days since purchase when the item was last bought, and then the total of when the item, how many times is it bought? Oh my God, I feel like I'm going in circles here. I hope you guys understand what is going on by just looking at the code. And then if the item is checked, we update the Firestore document with the new purchase data. So the date will be when the user has marked the item. The total purchases will be incremented by 1, and it will the date interval will be updated to the new estimate since the last purchase, and then this one will be the fields when it is predicted that the user will buy the item again. I hope this made sense. Maybe not, but maybe it
Yeah,
did.
you did.
Yeah.
Ah,
You did a good job, Marcia. I
whoa,
have
whoa,
just
whoa.
one.
My mouth is so dry, but I went to this with Rita today, and we updated some items in the code as well. The only thing I wanted to add is that we put like a check here that if the because we're converting it from milliseconds to date, right? To days, right? So we're checking if there is one day in it, because otherwise it would be less accurate in predicting when the user would buy an item if it was just 0. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Right.
Yeah.
It's I just wanna say that it's fairly a complicated issue,
It was
especially
so
with
complicated.
the very next purchase
Yeah, we
dates.
need to change these names maybe, because when I was even going through and how to explain it to you, I like
Yeah.
stumbled so many times on the names. Yeah.
So if anyone has any question, please do. But I have just one. Could you please share your screen back and mark an item? I just want to see what happens when you mark an item as purchased. When you do like the
You mean us in the list itself?
if you check
Oh
the
yeah, actually I
beans.
didn't show you that. Yeah, sorry.
All right. So the date next purchase has changed to only 1 day because it makes sense because we
Yeah.
bought it like very soon. Like we added and we bought it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Oof.
All right. Iris, do you have anything else to add or to ask
No.
about?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Then we will go to do our retro. I will send you the link in the chat and I will give you like around 10 minutes to write your appreciation and everything else. And then we will share my screen and read all of it together aloud. So here is the link. I sent it in the chat. And I will see you in 10 minutes. Oh, I was muted. All right. If everyone has written what they want, we can start reading your cards. I will share my screen. If someone need more time, please just give me a thumbs up or anything like that. All right, you can all see my my screen.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see who wrote this. Harris.
Yeah, it's me. So it was Marcia. For Marcia, she explained the code like very well, and she was the
Oops,
only
sorry.
one in her team. So uh, good job, Marcia, and really appreciate how you understand the whole code and how it works and why it works and everything. So good job.
Yep, totally agree with that. And that's me. So thanks to everyone for keeping up the good work and the same motivation as when we were just getting started. It's amazing that you aren't getting lazy, especially in this it's almost the end of the cohort, so let's keep it up like this. And yeah, that's me again. I appreciate how the team seamlessly supports one another and stepping in whenever someone is unavailable. So it happens, I guess, twice, and Jonathan and Marcia handle it very well. I guess Jonathan and Marcia. Can't remember the first time when Marcia couldn't make it. Was it you, Jonathan, I guess, who were left alone?
It was having some
I think it was.
dental trouble, weren't you? So yes, I did our shift that week. Oh, our demo, sorry.
Okay. So yeah, kudos to all of you and for helping each other. And this is you, Jonathan.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you to my teammate Huda for this week. Yeah, I enjoyed working together to solve our issue, and yeah, well done to Marcia and Carol as well on their issue. It seemed pretty tricky, and yeah, well done Marcia for her demo explaining it all.
Yeah, thanks to them. Thanks to all of you. So yeah, that's me again. Yeah, thanks to the mentor for being flexible the last 2 weeks and helping me out. We had some confusions sometimes, but they handled it very well. Thanks, Harris and Tommy. Even she isn't with us right now, but yeah, thanks to you both. Let's see, Huda, please.
Yeah, we had a great issue, me and Jonathan, this week. Seemed easy, but it was tricky a bit because, like, we forgot. I guess I forgot that concept, like early concepts of JavaScript that we had to Google how to do it, but
Yeah,
it was
always
fine.
happens.
Yeah, remembering all of that. So yeah,
Yeah,
also well done to the other bear, and thank you, Jonathan. It was a great issue with you.
yeah, that's great. And Marcia, please.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice to work with Karel again. She like was very patient and explained everything very well, and we could work through our issue together. There were some crazy times going on, but together we figured it out, reading loads of things and trial and error. But yeah, it was just an interesting issue to work on. And then thank you as well to you, Rila, for helping me today finish it at the end. So yeah.
Anytime, you're always welcome. By the way, Marcia also did some changes today to the code. It was not directly related to their issue, but we just
Oh yeah.
just kind of like passed down the props to the lists instead of fetching each item every time you do the purchase. Yeah, you can take a look at the code and of course ask in Slack if you have any questions. And yeah, thanks Marcia for handling that.
Yeah.
And also thanks to Gerald. She's not with us, but she also did a great job this week. So yeah. And do we still have something else here? No, that's it for the appreciations, and we will go to what went well. Harris?
That's me. I like this demo part. Everyone is like super excited and they know what they are talking about and issue which assigned to them and like what they achieved or what are the solutions they tried and everything. Like they really understand their code and everything. So a great job. Thank you.
Yeah, totally agree. I guess that's the same thing I said here. So everything was good, everything went well. You are still giving it your best despite the issues are getting a little bit trickier, a little bit tougher. But yeah, you are doing a great job. So yeah, Marcia, please.
Yeah, that everyone is just so on it, as maybe previous like group projects, as people have been a bit slacking and not showing up, and I love that this is not the case. Everyone seems is like really involved and helping each other out. And for example, like yesterday with the issues that both me and Carell were out, but then in the evening she could do the first bit of code and hopefully reviewed yours as well. And then yeah, this morning I worked on the rest. So yeah, everyone is just on it. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for, but I couldn't find it. Slacking. Nobody is slacking. Yeah. So
Nobody's slacking.
yeah. So thank you all, and yeah, sorry about also the review. I did a pretty much late review, so I didn't give you much time to do the changes, but you end up doing them. So thank you again, and Jonathan.
Yeah, we solved our issue again, so that's always something to celebrate. And then it didn't take long for us to know our approach. There was a couple of teething problems, but in the end, yeah, we knew what we wanted to do, and then we got there.
Yep, you all rock. So what could be improved, Jonathan?
Yeah. So this is if I'm being really picky. I had to think of something. So do you know regex? If I'm pronouncing that right, it took us a little while to get the right code so that we could remove our punctuation and spaces. It felt like a bit of trial and error, but yeah, we got the right one. And then yeah, as you can see with our demo, it's all working correctly.
Yeah, well, it's okay. You can't know everything actually. So regex are you can say that they are like their own language or something like that because it's just too complicated. And yeah, so you can there are some websites I will share later that teach you regex with games, which is like pretty good. But as I said, it's I've been like whenever I need a regex, I never built it by myself. I just go to Stack Overflow, to be
Yeah,
honest.
that's what we were doing. Just taking them one by one and then just seeing that if it
Yeah,
worked as we needed
yeah.
it to.
And now with AI, I never tried it with AI because I don't trust AI, but it could help also now. Yeah, but it's something like it's fun and something good to have. Yeah. So this is me. This is something I discussed earlier this morning with Marcia. So let's make an effort to add comments in our code where explanations are needed. It will help clarify any complex parts, and also it will help us during the review process. So for example, if you choose a specific approach, for example, to create a function, or anyway, this is just an example, then it makes sense to put a comment explaining why you choose that approach uh, rather than something else, or it's just something that will help with the review. And another part where you can do this is also in the pull requests, not the comments. I mean, you can put this kind of things in the pull requests and to clarify how did you think about your issue, because the other pair or whoever is reviewing your pull request won't magically read your mind and understand why you specifically like choose that approach or something like that. So if there are some parts in your code that you think that it needs explanations, please write a comment, and it will help you yourself, because after a month or two you will forget what you did. You will forget why you even did that. So if you ever go back to your code, you will find a comment that explains why you did it that way. I hope that's clear. And if you have any question about it, yeah, it's the right moment to ask if you want to, or if you have any questions. All right. If there aren't any questions, then we will go to the action items. Uh, does anyone have something in mind what we should be doing next? Like what we should? I will say this one, try to write comments if needed. You can't comment everything, of course. Like you can just go there and just put comments for everything. That's not how it is. But if you think that one part does need a comment to, because you are not working in the code alone, you have other people working with you, and other people will review your code. So yeah. So I will put this action item here. This is actually could be more useful if we are still in the beginning of the cohort, but late is better than never. So this also, you can also like think of it when you are at your new role at your new company, just something to keep in mind. Yeah. Harris, do you have anything to add about writing comments? I think.
Yeah, it really, I read it somewhere like when you write code, it's actually not for you. You write it for someone that's will come and work on this same code base after you. So it's better to write comments and maybe write the reason, like if I'm writing a function or anything, so there should be a reason why I'm doing this, so another developer can understand why they uh, take this approach and why they did a part of code and everything. So comments are very important in code
Yeah.
as well.
Thank you, Harris. Does anyone have something in mind that also, of course, feel free to, if you see something the mentors are not doing well or not helping you with well, please let us know. Feedback is always important. We can also add it here. All right. If there is nothing to add, then that's it for our retro. Thank you everyone for your kind words and all. And we will move on to the issues. Tommy was supposed to do the issues, but she got something, so I will do them. You okay with that, Harris? I can do
Yeah,
the issues.
sure.
All right, so let me stop sharing my screen so I can share the issues. And those are the last issues, not the previous ones.
There is another third issue. Like,
Yeah,
I guess
so
it's for the another week.
it's for the last 2 weeks, but it's kind of, that's just for styling, you know, for styling and handling whatever whatever improvement they want to do to the app. Sorry, give me just a moment. Oh, okay. So yeah, we have the 12 and 13. Those are the last like functionality related issues. I don't want to do this. Actually, I want to open it. And there is this last issue, but this last issue you will work in it like as a full team, and it's related to styling. I'll give you more details on that next week. Okay, so this is the issue 12, and we have here as a user, I want to be able to delete items from my shopping list so that my list isn't cluttered with items I don't want to buy in the future. So users might make a mistake when entering an item or may decide they won't be buying a certain item again in the future. So allowing them to delete list items will help them to keep their lists tidy. So the list item component renders a button that allows the user to delete an item from their list when clicked. So you just will add, I guess, a button for each item, and clicking the delete button prompts the user to confirm that they really want to delete the item. And the delete item function in the Firebase has been filled out, deletes the item from the 5-star. You have this delete item function, but I guess you have nothing inside of it, so you need to write the logic to delete an item. And we have these notes here. So activating the delete button should show a confirmation dialog. We want to give users a chance to confirm a destructive actions. So this is always, whenever you have a destructive action, you should always provide confirmation because just to prevent mistakes. And deleted items, you can't get them back. If they are deleted, they are deleted. So it may be tempting to create your own model dialog component to handle confirmation. But models are fraught with accessibility concerns, so consider using a simple JavaScript confirm dialog. Yeah. But so for this issue, just use like the native built-in JavaScript confirm dialog. So, but maybe if you have time later during the styling issue, you can add your own model. You can use some kind of library that handles the accessibility concerns, but building your own model, it's a crazy idea. It's just you will have many accessibility issues. Yeah. So for this issue, who will be working on them?
It's Huda and Marcia.
Yeah, Huda. Yeah, thank you, Harris. Huda and Marcia. Yeah, so this issue is kind of, as a user, I want to view a list of my shopping list items in order of how soon I am likely to need to buy each of them again. So it's clear what I need to buy soon. Yeah, so we just need to order them like by the next date purchase, I guess, something like that. It's related to the future Marcia and Geralt worked on the last one. So sorting items by how soon the user might need to buy them will make it easier for the user to identify what they need to buy. So which will in turn help them better plan their shopping trips. To that end, we will be sorting items into 4 possible groups according to how urgently the user should buy the item. So need to buy soon, 7 days or fewer until the next purchase, and need to buy kind of soon, it will be between 7 and 13 days, and need to buy not soon, which is like 13 days or more until the next purchase, and inactive, which like past 16 days without purchasing them. So to implement this feature, your team will need to create some new UI elements so the user knows how their items are sorted and write some logic behind the scenes to perform the sorting itself. Read the acceptance criteria and owners carefully to be sure you understand the task and don't be afraid to reach out to the rest of your team, of course. So the acceptance criteria, the items in the list are shown with an indicator that tells the user they should buy the item soon, kind of soon, or not soon, or if the item is inactive. So you might use a color maybe, and also kind of text, you can use a combination of both because color alone is not enough. Yeah, so it's in here actually. So this urgency indicator does not rely only on color. So please don't use just color, use also a text because someone that has color blindness or something like that, they can still tell if they need to buy these items soon or not. So the Firestore exports a new compare purchase urgency function with the following behaviors. So it sorts the inactive items last, then it sorts the items in ascendant order of days until the purchase, and it sorts the items with the same days until purchase alphabetically. Yep. So yeah, so if they have the same next day's purchase, you will need to do like an alphabetic order. This is a stretch goal if you complete all of the previous acceptance criteria. So this doesn't have to be done this week. This stretch goal doesn't have to be done this week. So if you have time, do it. If you don't, then you can skip it and let it for later. So consider what happens when an item's date next purchase has passed, but it isn't yet inactive. So let's call that item overdue. So this is like kind of another category. So let's say that an item should be purchased tomorrow, but you haven't purchased it tomorrow, and like 5 days have passed since that day or something like that. So extend the functionality of this function that you created to sort the overdue items to the top of the list. So they should be at the top of the list and indicate in your UI when an item is overdue. So the same indications as for the others. Okay, oof, I'm tired. This issue is long. Sorry, give me just a second to drink some water. So we have some notes. There is a lot to do for this issue. Yeah, of course. Even reading it is tiring. And so read this section for some ideas about how to approach the tasks ahead. So you have this function that you've been working with for quite some time now, and it will be useful for these tasks. for this issue. And remember, the dates in the Firestore database are special timestamps objects, so you will need to call their toDate method to convert them to a JavaScript object. Indicating the purchase urgency in the UI. So it's tempting to use colors or icons to indicate how soon the user should buy an item, but keep in mind that if you use only color, a color-blind user won't be able to tell the difference between urgency indicators. And if you are using icons, you have to teach user what those icons mean. Yep. So this is just something to keep in mind. So maybe, in my opinion, I guess a text and a color work well together. So with these constructs, it's probably best to render plain text. Yeah, that's exactly what's just said. And let's go to the sorting the list. So we are sorting by multiple criteria. So whether the item is active or inactive, then you need to sort by the number of days until the date next purchase, and then alphabetically by name. So if they have the same number of days until purchase, then you will sort with the alphabetic order. Sorting by multiple criteria can be tricky, and you need to refer to the docs of the sort function. And yeah, refresh yourself on how to write compare functions so you can write the compare purchase urgency function. Yeah, that's it for this issue, and we'll be working on this one.
And Jonathan.
Geralt and Jonathan, yeah, Jonathan. Jonathan, do you have any questions?
Not at the minute. Yeah, be prepared.
All right, so Jonathan and Geralt will work on this issue, and I remember there is a way to get the data sorted directly from Firebase, so you don't have to do it in the front end, but you already get your data sorted. But I guess it's kind of complicated, especially with the multiple criteria. You need to. My memory is failing me. Yeah, but you need kind of to add some special query parameters and stuff like that. But just keep it in mind, Jonathan, and for Kirachi is not with us right now, but I guess there is a way to get your data directly sorted, like from the Firebase database. But also you can do it with the sorts in your client side in your application in the front end code. So whatever you prefer, but it's good to consider multiple approaches. So this is just a side note. Yeah. So that's it for the issues. And Marcia, you don't have to deal with the date next purchase this week.
Oh wow! Like when I read this issue, I was just triggered. I was like, "Oh, there they go again."
Yeah,
Good luck,
it's
Jonathan. Good
it,
luck.
don't scare him.
It's gonna be fine. It's all good. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, those were the last issues, the actual last issues, then the styling issue for the next week. Please, when you finish your issues, assign it to the other pair for review. And once the other pair done reviewing, then please assign Harris. Harris, if I'm right, you will be the one in charge for code review this week. And yeah, that's it for today's meeting. And also, just like please, when you assign a review to either to the pairs or to the mentor, it's always better to communicate that in Slack as well. So just like tag the other pair and hey, I asked for your review. Whenever you have time, please do it. Because sometimes we just don't get the notifications from GitHub. I don't know about you, but sometimes I don't get emails notifications about the review, about the request review. So communicating that in Slack as well, it's just good. Will make the process smoother. Does anyone have any questions? All right, if there are any questions, then we are right on time. It's 5:30. So yeah, I will see you all later. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.